Hey everyone, hope you're keeping well. So I just had the absolute pleasure of sitting down and chatting with a genuine hero of mine, the one and only Mr. Michael Monroe. We speak about his brand new album, I Live Too Fast to Die Young, which is out on June 10th. The singles that are the release of it, recording at the end of last year. He's got a very special show for next month to mark his 60th birthday. We speak about that. We speak about songs on the album, producing of the album itself, live dates that they've got coming up, and a whole heap more. So you can hear everything that Michael and I had to say right now. And I'm joined by the one and only Mr. Michael Monroe. How are you keeping, sir?
Hello, I'm good. I'm good. How you doing yourself?
Yeah, I'm all good, man. I'm all good.
Cool.
So obviously you've just released the second single from the forthcoming album. You've released Can't Stop Falling Apart. That's good reviews. The album's out June 10th. Am I right saying that the album's out June 10th?
Yeah, June 10th. Yeah, that's right. Two singles come out, Murder, Summer of Love, and Can't Stop Falling Apart. It's the new video, and there'll be one more. This song, Everybody's Nobody's, going to be out before the album comes out. Still, there's going to be a video for that too.
Ah, cool, man. So obviously the single, the most recent one, is about sort of loved ones on the road being away from them.
Yeah, it's an ode to our loved ones and who's sticking by us through thick and thin, and yeah, it goes for anybody who's away a lot and from their loved ones. That's the kind of that's the thought behind the lyrics, and it's sort of it reminds me of 70s kind of like it's like a stomper, kind of like the Slade and Sweet and and Mud and all Susie Quattro, and there's Top of the Pops kind of stuff. That song, when that song came about, the first demo, I was like, this is cool. It's very different also for like the whole album. Have you heard the whole record?
No, I've just heard the singles so far, unfortunately.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's got a lot of songs that are very different from and new. Sorry about that.
That's right.
New for this band. We really renewed the band's sound and style in the best possible way. Song wise, the kind of songs there are, and production wise and arrangement wise and sound wise. There's a new studio, completely new surroundings, new engineer I never worked with before, and then studio, Inkfish Studios in Helsinki, and this guy Erno Laitinen, who's a really good engineer and actually had a good vision, more like a producer kind of vision. So we ended up producing the album, the band and Erno together. It's like a joint effort.
Yeah, I saw that you guys had done the production.
Yeah. It was a conscious risk that I took going into a new place, but it definitely paid off, and I'm really happy at the way the album came out and it turned out. And it's very good. A lot more like dynamics and a lot more air and depth to the sound, and really cool different types of songs, but still maintaining our basic attitude and style. And it's really I'm really excited about this record, and I haven't been this excited about a record for a long time. And all the records have been great. One Man Gang was cool and really good, and all of them have been really strong on their own, but yeah, this one has something special, really special about it. And
just as a fan of yours, I feel like since Sensory Overdrive, you guys have kept pushing the boundaries and pushing it out there again. And it does sound like, from the singles I've heard anyway, that this is going to be another strong record for us, Michael.
Oh yeah, absolutely, definitely. I'm sure you're gonna like this one. It's special.
So was there? I mean, you produced certain things before, hadn't you? But you hadn't produced obviously the last couple of records. You done any production work before this?
Yeah, I mean, I've produced my own records, and I've done records where I play everything myself, pretty much, except the drums, and written everything together. But I like to collaborate too. But we had producers on previous records that we ended up mixing and remixing with Petri Majori, who did the last 4 albums, who mixed them, Sensory Overdrive too, even though we had Jack Douglas producing. And we came to the conclusion, well, One Man Gang we produced as a band, or it was me, Steve, and Rich pretty much as the main producing on that one. And we figured, why pay for a producer when we could do it ourselves? And we've all produced albums on our own and stuff. And this time I mean, I went to meet, I don't know, the engineer and the studio, Inkfish, the owner, I know since like the late 70s. He used to be a drummer in a band, and he's an old friend. And we played some demos. I mean, we had like 34 songs last summer to choose from. So, and we narrowed down. We got together to record some demos in August, and with the band. And that time we did about 20, 18, 20, something like that. And then, but it was like a process. And we got into the studio. I had narrowed down to like 15, 16, and there's a couple of songs left over from the One Man Gang album, and one of them was mine, and one of them was Rich's, and one of them I thought was definitely going to end up on this album. But then, after we were done recording, and I looked at the whole entirety as all the songs together, I realized that it didn't fit this album anymore. That had all new.
Didn't fit with the rest of it, did it not?
It didn't fit with the rest of it, yeah, which was great, because then this album became its own entity in its own entirety and everything fell into place in a perfect way. So and in 11 songs, you always try to stick to the 10. Yeah. 11, 12, 13 at the most, like Blackout Station, that was 13. But I try not to, I mean, One Man Gang also, it was like, to the last minute, it was, it was the very last minute, it was like 14. I was like, I can't get rid of these two. And then I got rid of the two, and it was 12. But this one, 11 songs, perfect amount. And it's the kind of record you want to hear over, right? When it's over, you want to hear it again. Yes. So it turned out really, really, really good. I'm really happy.
That's good, man. Other than the single released so far, is there any particular songs from the album tracks that you're looking forward to people seeing people's reaction on? Or?
Oh yeah. Well, all of them really, but there's this song called Derelict Palace, which is one of my favorites. It's very kind of Lords of a New Church, kind of. There's a lot of air and ear candy, and really, really cool. Young drunks and old alcoholics.
I love that. I've seen the titles like that.
Yeah. And a song called Everybody's Nobody. That's a real special one. I wrote that with Rich. And Antisocialite, piano song. It's kind of that's a type of song we have also never done before. And there's a danger of it becoming like a power ballad. It's not. We went for like a really intimate kind of approach with what you'll hear when I hear it. We went more like the Imagine John Lennon kind of approach for that. And yeah, and that turned out really cool too. Great lyric and all. And Pagan Prayer, that's the only song written by Steve Conte actually on this album. It was not just and it's a great one. I choose the songs based on the songs, not based on who wrote them, but just turned out that that was the only one by Steve on this one. But that's a great one. It's a killer, very, very punky, fast, the Damned influenced sort of real fast one. And Live Too Fast to Die Young. That one we had, Slash played a guitar solo, which was really cool.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, when you hear the solo, it's really, really cool. It's a spontaneous, off the cuff, clearly a one-shot kind of deal, and which is really refreshing in this day and age when everybody's trying to put every note perfectly in place. So it's a really cool solo, and fit that song, and he was really sweet doing it, because I know he was really busy and he took the time. Did it within 2 days after I asked him.
Wow, that's cool.
Busy, yeah. And the last song, Dearly Departed, that was something I wrote when my late wife passed away in 2001. And I never really recorded it before because I thought it was too sad. But now it was time for it to be recorded, and it fit the entirety perfectly. It's a perfect ending. And actually, Sammy came up with an idea for the arrangement, totally different approach. It's not no like real drums. It's just a real cool atmosphere, really haunting, and it's a perfect ending for this album. First song, Murder, the Summer of Love, and second to last song is I Live Too Fast to Die Young, and the last song called Dearly Departed. So there was kind of like a death theme that it appeared, not in a negative way, more like, well, Murder, the Summer of Love is about killing an ideal, and not about killing a person or murdering anybody. And Live Too Fast to Die Young is a positive statement. Yeah. Dearly Departed was, a personal kind of song, except, I mean, of course, it's about, for anybody, it's about losing someone near and dear to you and having to readjust to that situation in your life. And I'm sure most of us have gone through.
Definitely.
Yeah, so it's sort of, I just realized that there was, when things fall into place like that, I thought, okay, it's a perfect entirety as an album. It just felt right, and really strong.
Did you have that dearly departed song hidden away then as such, or was that one that you brung to?
Yeah, I had it. Yeah, I had it hidden. Yeah, it was in the back burner. I hadn't thought of it for years, and somehow it just came to me, and I sent the demo, the old demo I had. I sent it to Rich, and he actually made there's a bridge in the song that made it a bit more rocky and kind of, and he made a new version of it, which was a bit different, but it kind of lost a bit of the sadness. And I started rearranging. I got rid of the bridge, the B verse, and then just decided to just do the verse and the chorus, and then that was a better arrangement. And I mean, Steve was commenting in his emails, he says, "Oh, it's too sad." And I was like, "Yeah, it's supposed to be sad,"
So, especially when you're talking from the heart about something like that.
Yeah, exactly. And then it turned out really. And when Sammy sent me this, I sent him the. Oh God damn it! I can't eliminate the emails. I'm sorry about that. Yeah. So when I sent my new arrangement, I sent email to everybody. Sammy had an idea. He was inspired because he knew my late wife too, and we used to hang out and spend many nights in New York in my apartment, staying up all night and having these heavy conversations and really, memorable times. Certain those days there were special times, and Sammy was, with that in mind, Sammy sent me this arrangement idea, which I totally loved. I thought, oh, this is it. It's great. Just like no drums, except there's we use some of, he's playing like this guitar rhythm that song actually ended up on a record. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's like pretty much the arrangement he had, and I did the vocal on it, and I said, yeah, this is going to be great, and took it to the studio and added some haunting elements, and really came together nice, perfect ending for this album.
Yeah, sounds it, man. But obviously, like I say, obviously you and Sammy go back way back, and obviously he knew your wife well, so it must have been nice to being able to have someone that you could trust who knew her as well.
Yeah.
Interpretation of the song.
That's right. That's right. It was a really positive surprise. I was like, wow, this is a really cool thing from him, and really nailed the song. I was like, okay, now definitely this is going to be on the record. And it was a perfect ending for it. And yeah, so everything just came together perfectly, and it's a great entirety. I'm still not tired of the album. I still like listen to it a lot, and I'm going like, wow, it's like I felt when Not Faking It was finished. I remember then I was like, this is something special, and I put the headphones on one morning. I was like, yeah, now we got a good one. And Demolition 23, and I mean, and all the 4 previous albums have been really great. Sensory Overdrive, but also I felt like, no, now we got something, and coming back with this one, it's going to be something else, and really cool. And obviously it was very successful also in terms of being chosen. The classic rock readers voted it as the album of the year, right? Yeah, it was the album of the year, classic rock in 2011. And we were at the awards ceremony too, and Duff McKagan actually changed his flight to South America to be able to present the award and have the speech that he did.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, at the awards ceremony, and it was really touching and really moving. He talked about when the Slash and they had tickets for the Hanoi Rock show, and that was supposed to be in LA just before Razzle died, and then the accident happened, and he kind of choked up, and he was talking about it. And me and Sammy we were in tears. We were like, oh wow, it was a really moving speech, and really.
Yeah, so again, talking about something so personal to you guys, are losing Razzle, so it's bound to bring the tears out, man.
Yeah. So yeah, all the records have been really strong on their own, and this new one is really special. I'm really happy about this. Excited. I can't wait for people to hear it, and for you and other people.
I can't wait. Like I was saying, like obviously since like I said earlier, like since Sensory Overdrive, and then going through Angels and Halos, and just thinking it's coming, keep pushing and pushing and pushing. and I've really liked the singles that I've heard so far. You're
Cool.
clearly, like, really excited by it, which is always a good sign when you're chatting to someone. I've spoken to some other people, and they're like, you can see they're excited because it's new, but you seem really passionate about this and how much you believe in it. So I'm really excited that you have, man. I really am.
Am. Thank you. Cool. Great to hear. Yeah, you will not be disappointed. I can guarantee you that.
Sure, I won't be, man. So you've been back to live shows recently as well. How have they been for you, getting back to live music after?
Great. I mean, we weren't able to play for over 2 years now. Because everybody lives around the world, and there's because of the pandemic, everything was canceled and rescheduled, canceled and rescheduled. And finally, now over 2 years later, we had on April 9th, we did the first show in 2 years in Finland, and I know it was April 8th actually, and April 9th we wanted to shoot the video, and we had a great time. And except then we were supposed to do 3 more shows the next week, but then Sammy and Steve got COVID.
Online, that's that poor Sammy. And have they recovered okay from it? Like, because I know it's obviously a bit of a
They recovered there, but we lost like 3 shows, but then we had 2. We had the Helsinki show at Tavastia, which was phenomenal. That was fantastic, and one more after that. So we got to play 3 out of the 6 that we were supposed to have. But now we're going to be touring this summer. We're going to be playing a lot. We're going to be opening up for Alice Cooper in Europe, in Germany, and other countries, and doing some festivals in Germany, France, and in England too. The UK. Hard Rock Hell.
They say you did Hard Rock Hell one, aren't you, in August, I think?
August, yeah. I think it's August 27th. Yes. Yep. And then I'm going to be turning 60 on June 17th. So there's going to be a special concert in Helsinki on September 23rd in the Ice Hall, the Helsinki Ice Hall, the Ice Stadium in Helsinki. It's going to be a special show. Songs concert, with the special guests and songs all the way through my career, songs I've never played before live, and
oh wow,
and a lot of nice surprises from great production and everything. That's going to be a one of a kind, a night to remember. So I recommend that to anybody who wants to have a Michael Monroe experience unlike any other, and yeah, it'll be cool. It'll be very special. So that's in the works. And then there's a documentary movie of me being made, and it's going to be finished in time to come out before the end of the year. It looks like, yeah, for sure.
I was going to ask you about that, because I saw the trailer for it a couple of months back, but
there's a trailer about, yeah, I mean, there was somebody who started making a documentary of me that was never finished. It wasn't good enough, and
okay.
There's a trailer for that that's still, I guess, out there, but
maybe that's what I saw then.
Yeah, they tried to put it out illegally, and that's a whole another story, but that's not the one I'm talking about. This one's going to be a really cool movie. It's has more it's more about me as a person, and digs deep into the my personality more, as opposed to like my accomplishments and Wikipedia list of everything I've done and all that. It's going to be more
of your story rather than an accolade sort of thing.
Yeah, and the kind of movie that will be interesting to anybody who's, even people who are not into rock and roll or me, that would be an interesting story for anyone to see. So that's going to be out before the end of the year, most likely now. Yeah, and my autobiography that's only been out in Finnish. Looks like now it's finally going to be coming out, finished. Well, maybe this year too. This is a good year for me. I mean, I'm turning 60, and I was born 62, which is means that I'm. This is the year of the tiger in the Chinese horoscope. So maybe this is my year.
No, never know.
I'm a tiger in the Chinese horoscope. So. Yeah, good things are happening, and we're getting rid of the pandemic, and I mean, except for the goddamn war, but hopefully that'll go away soon, I hope, and won't get any worse, which, just when you thought it couldn't get any worse.
Yeah, that happens, yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, I wanted to get into that. Yeah, things are good. You can't complain,
It sounds like you've been really busy, man, and like you got a lot of stuff going on. And
Yeah.
going back to the album, though, you were saying you couldn't get together, obviously for obvious reasons with the pandemic and everything. Did that change how you would normally write for an album, or was it just a case you guys worked on stuff separately anyway?
Well, we had, like I said, we had 34 songs last summer, and we had a lot of stuff to choose from. But they're lyrically, I had a song called "Lockdown Blues" and stuff like that. But it's been said so much that on this album, well, I think that song "Pagan Prayer," that's the only song that has a lyric referring to the pandemic. Is your neighbors get no vaccinations, believe the earth is flat. You get an eternal vacation if you believe in that. There's a line there that line. But then other songs have really strong stories, but other not referring to the pandemic. But of course, when you have time in your hands, you write more and you do more you work, and you'll adapt and improvise and overcome whatever situation you're in. And but it has a lot of, there's a song called "No Guilt" that's referring to that I wrote with Rich, that lyrics are about crooked cops. It was written in during the summer riots in the US in the aftermath of the George Floyd murder.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Yeah, so it's about the system, how the system is crooked, and how these scumbags get away with murder, and time and time again, and system is designed to allow that. And that song, they feel no guilt, and they get it straight in their minds, and they bury it all in a lie, and no guilt. So a lot of strong songs, strong lyrics, and a lot of different, like you'll see that we really reinvented and refreshed and renewed the band's sound in the best possible way. So it's really a great album to be touring now also.
Great, man. Have you got any plans to come to the UK? Generally, I know you've got the Hard Rock Hell appearance, but you're doing sort of your own tour or such?
Yeah, we're planning to for sure. And but I'm hoping, we've done club tours there a lot, and those are always okay. But I usually end up in November, when it's like October, November, when it's like cold and everyone gets sick. Like gray and dark and rainy, and everyone gets sick. You get the flu. But I'd like to do, if possible, maybe would be great to get to open for somebody, a bigger name, do it like a tour opening up for somebody a bit bigger, play bigger venues and get across to more people at the same time. Like opening for Alice Cooper is perfect, like in Germany that we're doing now, and Europe, doing shows like that 2,000 or 3,000 people. It's like the Motorhead tour we did in 2010. That was one of the best tours ever.
That was a great show. I came down to that, man. That was brilliant.
Yeah, that was perfect size of venues. I like that size, that kind of, would be great to get to that level.
That's one of my favorite songs of Sensory Overdrive, actually, is Debauch You to Fine Art that you did with Lemmy.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that was a special one. Never did that live, actually, unfortunately, but yeah, that was cool. That was a great duet.
It is, man. Really cool. But so what's the rest of the year and into 2023 hold out for you, man?
Well, then touring on the album I'm sure we'll do a UK tour before the end of the year. I'm sure it will be, but we don't know yet what. So we'll see. But we got a great team now with great management and booking agency and record label, Silver Lining, and UTA booking agency, and Seven Webster and management that we haven't had before. Well, we just started working with them before the pandemic, so that was everything is going to be. We had a big summer coming up, but then they got canceled and rescheduled and canceled and rescheduled, and but now we're finally getting back into it. So I'm I think it'll be a good chance that I get to finally expand my fame to a new level. That's what I'm working on, and trying to get better at what I do in records and performance and everything. Always stay hungry and never complacent.
That's what I've liked about you, man, over the last few years. I mean, there's a lot of artists who've been around similar length of time to yourself who are, for want of a better term, there's no disrespect, there's people are going to do what they want to do, but they rest on sort of the albums that they did 20, 30 years ago, whereas yourself, with what you've always been, been pushing for, releasing new music, keep yourself active and keep yourself, they say, and even on this album, you were saying that you're trying new things and going down wherever this album needs to be, and you've always remained current rather than living 20 years ago, as it were.
Yeah. That's always been vital to me. It's been really, absolutely. I wouldn't have it any other way.
No.
Wouldn't want to live in the past, or there's a song called "Everybody's Nobody" in the album. It's really it's a tongue in cheek about certain bands that are stuck in a certain time period and are kind of cult heroes and stars at their local bar, and they never made it that big because, but then it's because they kind of missed their lucky shot, and now they're saying that they never really wanted to be big and they're too cool to be big, and everybody's, they're all coming out tonight. Everyone who's ever been nobody, and nobody's going to be somebody tonight. That's a cool song. It's kind of about, it's a little sad too, the story. So it's everyone's always going on about, I'm going to be somebody. So this song says nobody's going to be somebody tonight. But yeah, I'd rather be making the best records of my career, like I've heard people say in the past few years, than do a record as an excuse to get on the road and maybe play one song from the new record and play some old hits from, like.
To me, there's nothing worse than that. I've been to see bands that I adore, that they've released a new album that I've really enjoyed, and I'm going to go see them, and like you say, they played one, maybe two songs off of it, and that's it. And you think, I get that there's a certain amount of songs that you've got to play when you've been around that thing, but to not go and fully support an album you've just made is a little.
No, I wouldn't be able to live with myself if I did that as an artist. I think you gotta always, that's what keeps you hungry and keeps you trying. You're always trying to get better, and you're never good enough, which is good, because that just keeps you trying to you strive for the greatness and the perfection that you will never luckily achieve. There's always room for improvement. So that's what keeps me hungry, and keeps me going, and keeps it fresh. Anyways, I still got something else I gotta do. So
no worries, just a quick one before I let you go, man. That's cool. At the beginning of the interview, we're going to play Can't Stop Falling Apart, with it being the latest single off the album. Cool. But what song of yours would you like us to play at the end of the interview?
Well, play Murder the Summer of Love, the first single.
Okay, I'm up for that, dude. Thanks for your time, Michael, man. It's been great to talk to you.
Thanks, same to you, man. Appreciate it. Thanks so much.
No problem.
Again, enjoy the new album when you get it. I'm sure you're going to like it.
I will, man. I can't wait to hear it. And thanks again for your time.
Great. Thank you so much.
Bye, man.
Bye now.